Well, how's it going, everybody? First time in a while on a backpacking video. But it's Thursday, August 31st, 2023, and we are here at the gateway to the Foothills Trail at Oconee State Park. So that is the plan, to do a through hike of the Foothills Trail. I'm hoping it's 77 miles, hoping to be done by like next Wednesday, so 6 days. But we'll see how it goes. Mostly gear I had on the AT is with me again today, so we'll see how that goes. Anyway, at the kiosk there, you gotta fill out a permit. Just one of those, if you get lost, they know at least you were there at some point. So, yeah, looking forward to this. Other than some day hikes in the Everglades, no backpacking since Springer Mountain in 2021. So, going to make the best out of this. I chose the Foothills over the Barnum Trail just because of the abundance of water. I really want to finish the Barnum Trail, but late August, and I remember it being dry last attempt. So, Foothills Trail and swimming waterfalls galore. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. So, I understand this is just like an approach trail. So we'll find the actual Foothills Trail in like a mile, something like that. So it was a half a mile walk from the campsite. My wife stayed in the campground here at Oconee State Park. So between that half mile to get here and then this approach trail, at least get the legs started good. Well, there was a car in the parking lot, and I could tell a permit had been stuck in the box. You could see the corner, but I don't think anybody's been on the Foothills Trail today. The spider webs are terrible. I expect it to get busy this weekend, this Labor Day. It just kind of worked out. It wasn't planned for a Labor Day hike, but so far the terrain's been nice. From what was online, leaving at Oconee State Park, it's supposed to be the easier grade, but that wasn't planned either. Oconee's the only one had a spot available for 14 days, so. And we have white blazes. Got a bunch of trails that converge. But looks like this is our way. So this is the junction to Hidden Falls. It's like a 2 mile, adds 2 miles, so I'm not going to go there. We're planning, me and my wife, when I get done, to come back and go to Hidden Falls. So we should have several days still at the park. And I think this is the way I need to go, but I'm going to check in the Far Out app just to make sure. Not too much to read on the sign. Foothills something. Bardom Trail. And that road across back there said Tower Road. Probably can't see it because of the trees, but the communications tower. The trail doesn't go all the way to it. I didn't know if it was like an old fire tower or what. So had a little uphill. The grade was very nice. Wasn't too strenuous at all. Probably a mile and a half in altogether. Feeling pretty good so far. So I'm going to plan for 11 to 14 miles today, depending. And as of right now, I feel like it's more than achievable. The terrain here has the potential for being steep, but so far the trail grade has not been similar to the mountain grade. They say it's a good training trail for the Appalachian Trail. I guess I use the Appalachian Trail to train for the Foothills Trail. I was like, that probably does not show on camera, but where that tree's laying, it just vertical on the other side of that. Steep gorge of some kind. Oh, big old banana spider. A couple of his buddies hanging out. They usually have that leaf I have hanging. I've heard that, and I've noticed a lot with those spider webs, but I don't know if the spider does it or if it just gets caught there. About ran into one with no spider. There. That's that gorge. I'm looking back, you can see how steep that is. The first view on the trail. It's nice to see mountains again. So this is the first campsite, I believe, coming out of Oconee State Park, listed in the far out. I could work with it, but there's no water. There was a little footbridge across a little ways, not far, maybe 10 minutes. It was dry under the footbridge, but I could hear water down from it. So there is potential for water before that campsite. My plan for tonight is to camp out somewhere on the river. The Chattooga, I think. I'll confirm that later, but I think the Chattooga is where the campsites are located that I'm going to. Had a little breeze while ago, that was nice. It's only 79, yeah, according to my watch. 79 right now. And it's almost 1 o'clock. I didn't leave the camper until like 11 or something. I had thought about getting an early start, but if any of y'all are tuning in from my AT adventure, you know I don't get started too early. Sometimes. I was going to start yesterday, but Hurricane Idalia, I think. Idalia, I don't know. Was coming up this way. Or forecast. But we just got a little sprinkle out of it. So I could have started yesterday, but oh well. Today's just as good a day as yesterday. Well, it was a little more cloudy yesterday, but it's not super hot, so I'll take it. Much better than the 90s it was a couple weeks back. I just hope it's still warm enough. The water, the rivers and stuff are tolerable. If it's not spider webs, it's worm webs. I haven't seen anyone on the trail. There was a few ladies I passed shortly after it started. I think they had went down to Hidden Falls or something like that. But other than that, not a soul. Just a bunch of spider web. So this is 3.6 miles from where we started. It's the Tamassi, if I'm saying that right, campsite. And there's showing a waterfall on the Google map part. So I'm gonna walk down here and see what there is. Not a bad campsite. Looks like it may have another spot back in there. Right on the creek. Still got plenty of water. I could work with this. It's just a rapid or whatever in the creek I'm hearing. Right over there. Water running in the hole. So if there is a waterfall around here, I don't see a trail or nothing. May have to follow the creek, I don't know. Like I said, it was just on the Google map part, not to go hook or far out, as it's called nowadays. Yeah, nice little campsite. A little bit of a view here. Mostly just a view of a pine tree. Been climbing uphill. It's been gradual. Nothing really strenuous yet. I know there's a road crossing. I kept hearing cars a little bit ago, but the trail turned, so I'm not sure how much further to the road, but I think I'll be about 5 miles in then, so I'll probably take a break. Be the first one of the day, last one of the day until the day is over. Made it to the road. I just gotta figure out where the trail goes from here. Looks like that way. Yep, 4.6 miles to the beginning. 71.6 miles to the end. That's less than when we started anyway. Somebody had a bicycle. Welcome foot travel, no bicycles. Reminds me of in Pennsylvania, I can't remember that the view was one of the only views in Pennsylvania, but this dude coming down the AT on a mountain bike. I don't see the bike trail no more, so they must have gave up. Oh well, didn't really see a brake spot at the road, so just got my eyes peeled. Good stump or something to park it. So I made it about 5 miles, I think it's 5.1 to be exact. Found this log here. One thing about it, the AT whatever, when you're looking for a place to take a break, there's not going to be one. But if you're not looking for one, there's going to be logs, there's going to be rocks, there's everything. But as soon as you're looking for a spot, this is what you find. So, some habits never die. I haven't drinking anything since I started. It was my worst habit on the AT, not drinking enough. So I started out with 2 bottles of Gatorade and I hadn't drank any. So I'm probably going to kill a quart of Gatorade and then move on from here. Log Falls campsite's like 3 more miles. And then the Chattooga, I think, is 8, something like that. So we'll just see how it goes. Now that I've taken a little break. It is 2:14, so we still got plenty of daylight. It's not going to get dark for 7 more hours almost. So, but we'll just see how the campsites look as we go and how we feel and go from there. But so far I'm digging it, and it's nice to be back on the trail. So I get to this road crossing past where I took my break. Sure enough, stumps, trees, things to sit on. I couldn't make it this far earlier. I had to stop. Oh well. So the signpost of this path says we're 6 miles in. So just me and a bunch of spiderwebs. And spiderwebs all day. Probably gonna get worse as the afternoon goes. Should have some campsite coming up here in the next couple of miles. And it's 2:48, so still got plenty of time. But we'll just see how they look as we come up to them. If I'm correct, that's Chicken of the Woods down there on that log. A rather large, healthy crop of it. I've never eaten any, but I've heard that stuff's pretty good. Tastes like chicken. Wonder how you describe the taste of chicken to somebody who'd never had chicken. You know what I mean? Got some briars on this side. So the trail splits. I guess this is the old route, maybe. And they put in a new one. There's no wooden steps that way, but over here is wooden steps. That tree doesn't look like it's been there long, so I don't know. And then it says there's a creekside campsite, and there it is. Not the most level, but it would work. The spot over here looks a little flatter. And then you can see where everybody's went down to the creek there. Looks like it has a cistern. I think I read on there something about a cistern, a little lid on it maybe. Right down the creek. Those are nice. They should do that on the AT, the Blue Blaze for the trails. Yep, got a cistern. I don't know if any water in it right now. Yeah, but I'd get the water out the creek. Not bad, water flow. I'm sure the water in the cistern looks better when the creek's flowing better. Or when the creek dries up. And that's the only one that's got any. Black gnats and flies are out and about. I did bring my bug net to go over my head, so just for those little gnats that fly around here. We'll see. If they don't get any worse, I won't need it. At this bridge crossing just came that direction. Got some signs. Says something about a waterfall, but probably not much of a waterfall today. Harvey Falls. Harvey, not much to the falls today, but they're running enough you could get some water if you need it. The price you pay for hiking this late in the summer. I'm sure white waterfalls and all will be flowing just fine. For some reason this waterfall feels familiar. I don't know. I've been to a lot of waterfalls. I know there's a road close by, but I don't know. Could be thinking of something else. There's a road down there, right there. So who knows? Maybe I've been to Harvey Falls a long time ago. Oh, made it to the road crossing here in the National Forest. One car here. No camping within a quarter mile of a road, 50 feet from a trail, or 50 feet from a river. And I know all the campsite pictures were right on the river. Alright. Looks like that's the way we go. We've got 68.7 miles left of this journey. That's the best water source I've seen yet. So the sign back at the road said falls this way. But I haven't seen anything else about the falls. How's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Pretty good.
Good.
One other hiker on the trail. Yeah. It's a nice campsite. Other than the blowdowns. The creek's right over there. There's a little waterfall there, but can't see much of it from here. Laurel and all is just too overgrown. You can hear it, you can't see it. And it says Pigpen Falls is a half mile and Licklog Falls is 0.2 mile. I can swing Licklog Falls for sure. Not bad. I think it's a good spot to take a break. A nice little swimming hole there. We got to this trail junction. The Foothills trail goes that way. I just came from that direction. I think the creek's right over here. Looks like the campsite. It's a big campsite. You got more cleared out over there. The creek right there. Yeah, not a bad spot. I'm gonna keep on hiking a little bit further. It's 4:22. So, looks like a spot cleared out over there. There's supposed to be a lot of campsites coming up, so this one's pretty good, but we'll see if we can find something that's good or better going up the trail. Looks like a side trail to something. Waterfall. Right at the top. Probably a cascade waterfall. Can't see most of it. Don't know what the name of that one is, but it may not even have a name, I don't know. I just finished climbing up this ridge. I don't know if you can see the daylight in the background. It went almost to the top and then turned. So it wasn't that steep of an uphill. Had a ton of spiders. Speaking of one, seems like about every 30 feet another spider web to plaster across your feet or your legs or your face. Even though I'm using trekking pole, I somehow still manage to get my legs. So I looked in gut hooks. I'm about a little over 2 miles from the last campsite along the Chattooga. So somewhere in that range will be it for today, I do believe. Got a trail of some kind leading down through there. There's a lot of critter trails or just where individual people go and explore trails, I've noticed. But yeah, that'll make a 11 something miles for the day. So that's not bad. My legs are starting to get tired, so I don't want to push them too hard day one. Wait till day 4 or something when I don't have as much food and my pack's lighter. Here's a good river view right on the trail. So it's 0.9 miles from the first campsite a little bit ago. I should be getting pretty close. The water looks so inviting right this moment. But yeah, should be about camp time. I'm looking forward to it. So I'm assuming this is the first campsite. It's not labeled, but I'm not feeling this one. I mean, I could work with it, but we'll see what else is available. Whew. I have no cell service. Haven't had cell service in a couple of miles. So. When I was on the Bartum Trail around the Chattooga, I didn't have any cell service. So I didn't really expect it any different. Oop, there's a nice campsite. Might can work with it. Looks like the river was up here the other day, maybe. some more options over there. I'm gonna look around and see what I like. So I set my pack down, and then there's a trail along the river. I followed it just a little ways and found a site I like better. Really the only issue with this one is the Foothills trail's right there. So anybody walking down the trail is gonna see my camp, which doesn't too much matter. But back here it just gives the feeling of more seclusion. Like, right there, there's a little trail here that drops down and so the trail's right there. Not far from it. I already cleared the spiders. So. Don't foresee doing any night hiking on this trail just because of the spiders. Oh. This is the spot. Set my tent up over here somewhere. I hear those rapids up there all night. So you get camp set up and it'll be time to get in the river, make dinner, something.